What is up guys, Zul I'm here back with another Season of Mastery video. So today we are looking at Mage farming in Zul Farrak, and we are looking at the graveyard farming for the Zul Farrak Zombies. This used to be a really popular both gold farm and experience farm for mages back in classic WoW, and it was absolutely insane both for gold per hour and experience per hour. Now, based on data mining and stuff we had in the beta for Season of Mastery, we thought this would not be possible, because there was a spell added to Zul Farrak called like Relentless Dead, which meant you couldn't slow the mobs and stuff, but it still works. Like right now in Season of Mastery I've been power leveling my mage like crazy. I am level 48 right now, and yeah, I'm kind of sleepy right now, but I just wanted to make this video about the farm so you can see exactly how it works and what kind of changes has been made to it. But it's still doable, so for any of you mages out there, feel free to do it. It's a really good farm. There are some changes though that we will cover in this video, just so you are aware of everything that's happening in Zul Farrak. So let's just get into it. The farm itself takes place at the graveyard in Zul Farrak, and you are farming the zombies. I will get to the entire pull in just a second. So the main thing you're doing here is just jump back and forth, so you're basically juggling the mobs back and forth, right? So let's just get into the entire pull and how you do this. So I'm just going to show you exactly how to do the things at the graveyard, and at the end of the video I will also show you my pathing for how to get to the graveyard itself, just so you know where the reset spots are and the safe spots, and just in general how to get here. So feel free to check that out as well, but I'm saving that for the end of the video, because I know some of you will know about them from before, but if you're brand new then I will show you those as well, so let's get into it. Okay, so as you're getting to the graveyard, the first change that you will see right here is that whenever you're opening the graves, they will no longer go to the boss itself. Now, I'm not even engaging the boss because you don't have to, because the mobs are not going to patrol or go back to the boss anyway. So there's no reason to engage the boss, just go straight to opening graves. And the way I do this is I open 4 to 5, maybe 6 graves at once. I use my cold snap. And then I open another 4 to 5, maybe 6 graves, so basically I'm just utilizing my Ice Nova and my Ice Barrier as much as possible, and opening the graves. Now don't go too ham, you want to open like between 4 and 6 graves every single time. Just find the sweet spot. I'll show you right here, like you can open too many, and if you do die by opening the graves you will have to go back, and you've basically wasted an entire 6-7 minutes of your farm. So better safe than sorry. If you have to pull 2 or 3 graves, then do that as well. Just try to be as safe as possible while opening the graves, and the main change is that you will now spend a lot more time opening the graves themselves, instead of just running around opening all of them and the mobs will go to the boss. Now they will go straight onto you, so it's a lot more dangerous. So you want to have both Ice Barrier and Mana Shield up whenever you're opening the graves. So this farm is actually doable for mages level 42 and up, so basically from level 42 till maybe 54, or 52 is when I'm going to leave this place, so 42 till 52. And if you are level 42, I would highly recommend that you single out the Zul Farrak dead heroes before you do the main pull. And whenever you are pulling these dead heroes, they will only chain pull with dead heroes. So even if you pull them on top of a zombie, it's not going to pull the zombie, so you can single target these down here. And that is because they are non-elite, so they could die earlier. And they could also just mess things up during the pull and split things up if they get low HP too fast, which they will do because they're not elite, so they will get less HP very fast. So if you're level 42 or level 43, I would definitely recommend just single targeting these down before you start the pull. But if you're level 44 or 45 and above, just keep them in the main pull and it shouldn't really be a problem. Make sure that in between every single grave opening you go back to the reset spot right here, and when you're done opening all of the graves, just do some parkour up this place right here. You basically have to angle yourself perfectly towards the corner. You can use your mount to make it a little bit easier as well if you do have your mount, which you really should have, otherwise you can't really get here. So you can use your mount to make it easier, or just angle your character and just find a way to make yourself up this barrier right here, and then just jump over the boss room. and over to the ledge. Once you're at the ledge, you can start the pull itself. One thing you want to make sure you have is mage armor before you start the pull, just to get some mana regen during combat. So make sure you have mana regen, or mage armor I mean. Make sure you switch out ice armor. You want to have ice armor while pulling, just so you can take more damage without dying. So ice armor while pulling, while doing the grave openings I mean, and then mage armor while doing the actual main pull itself. Now, whenever you're pulling, you need to make sure you're pulling every single pack individually, so you could either pull all of them with a rank 1 Blizzard, or you could rank 1 Blizzard one of them, Fire Blast another one, Counterspell another one. Just basically pull each individual pack individually, then jump back, go to the ledge. You need to just go back to the ground so they can get to you, otherwise they're just going to stand there and look at you very weirdly. So just do that as well, and then you can start the pull itself. Now, if you somehow mess up the pull, you can always just jump down the ledge and go back to the first reset spot. Like wherever you went when you were opening the graves, you can simply jump down there, blink to the reset spot, and use that one. For the pull itself, there's no real changes. There was one thing data mined, as I said, in the Season of Mastery open beta, which was a spell that made these guys immune to slow effects, but that spell does not seem to be in effect in Season of Mastery. Right now you can slow these guys forever, and even if you're level 42 you can do this farm. It's just going to take you a little bit more time, and some mobs can resist your Blizzard at that point, so you can just kite them back and forth forever pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. One thing you need to know though during the pull itself is you have to keep them attacked all the time, so you need to use or utilize rank 1 Blizzards and utilize clear casting to use max ranks. Don't burn all of your mana at one point, because you technically can juggle them back and forth without casting Blizzard, but if a mob is in combat with you for 30 seconds without you attacking, it's going to give you way less experience. So I did this myself for like a couple of pulls before I found out why, and they only give me like 80 experience, which is less than a normal mob, if you let them basically lower their experience by not using Blizzard. So make sure you're attacking them every 30 seconds or 20 seconds, or you will get way less experience. That is one massive thing you need to know about. You need to know just use rank 1 Blizzard every 20 seconds, or as much as possible, and if you're level 42 you might need to bring a mana pot. Now, one kind of sad thing about this farm here is that they have completely nerfed the loot from the farm. Like in Classic WoW, you used to get roughly 50 gold per hour from doing this farm right here. Maybe 50, 60 or 40 to 60 gold per hour, plus you had the chance of getting epics. Right now you get nothing. You don't get Mage Weave Cloth, you barely get any raw silver, you get like 3 to 4, maybe 5 silver per run. You do get some trash items, but in general it's like 70 silver per hour or something. So it's not really worth doing for gold at all. It's completely nerfed to the ground, but it's still really good for experience. But if you want to know more gold farms, then I have made a gold guide for Season of Mastery, containing 38 gold farms and 36 investments, and right now it's 93 pages of pure gold making info, so make sure you check that one out through the link down below, and use code Solheim to get 50% off. One last thing I want to mention for the pull itself is that whenever the mobs are getting a little bit low HP, so let's say 20 or 25%, you want to gather them up as much as possible and save up as much of your mana as possible for that burn phase, so you can burn them all down or get them all underneath the threshold where they start running slow, because you don't want to have half the mobs running fast and half of them running slow, so you need to burn them down as fast as possible when they get to that point, so you can get them all killed or you can all get them all slowed down. So just save a little bit of mana, or like a mana agate or mana citrin, mana potion. Some of that, just save them for the burn phase and burn down the mobs. So with that being said, let's check out how to actually get to the graveyard for those of you who don't know about the reset spot. And I'll show you one additional reset spot as well that I haven't actually seen anyone else talk about. So let's just get into it. So as you get into the first room of Zul Farrak, you pretty much have 2 reset spots you can use. I like to use the one to the right, where you can jump onto a ledge, and as long as you can make it to the roof of this ledge, that's going to count as a reset spot, and the mobs will evade. Now, if you fail that jump, or you want to take the other one, you can go to the left right here, which is the old reset spot that everyone used back in Classic WoW, but the reason I want to bring up the other one is that in order to use this one right here, you have to use Ice Block, because this spot right here no longer counts as a line of sight for casters. So in order to actually get the casters to go away from you, you need to Ice Block at least once, maybe twice, and if you do that, you can't use it for the second reset spot. So if you're level 42 using the other one, the ledge itself will be crucial to make it to the graveyard, and even at level 44 I would say it's almost crucial to use the one to the right instead of this one right here. So I never use this one, I always use the one to the right, but you can use this one as a backup if you fail that jump on the ledge to get to that other reset spot. So the reason you want to save your Ice Block is because you can technically use it on the way to the graveyard itself. I prefer just running all the way to the graveyard, but you can use a reset spot behind the urn right here on your way to the graveyard. In order to do that though, you need to have the mobs behind you, so they need to be like line of sighted from you, or you need to basically frost nova them or slow them down or something, just keep your distance from them, line of sight, and then you can use this reset spot right here. It is a bit difficult though, and sometimes they just bug out and go for you anyway, so you need to have Ice Block for it as well, because it doesn't count as a line of sight even though it's an urn, and there's a wall behind there as well. The casters will keep casting on you, so in order to use this one you need to have Ice Block available, which is why I prefer using the other reset spot in the beginning. As you are making your way to the graveyard, once you pass the other room, don't be afraid to dismount just to reapply barriers like Mana Shield and Ice Barriers. Don't be afraid to dismount to do that, because you can easily run away from the mobs, you can freeze them, you can slow them down, and you can easily just kite them all the way to the graveyard. So whenever you are getting low on HP, just dismount, and whenever you are running away from the mobs on your mount, try to strafe so they can't hit you from the back, because if the mobs hit you from behind, then they can dismount you. So if you want to stay on your mount, then keep your back away from the mobs, but you can also just dismount and blink to reapply your barriers. And that is pretty much it. It's an absolutely insane mage farm for experience. It's absolutely terrible for gold, but it's really good for experience, and I'm averaging roughly 2 hours per level right now for this farm. I started this at level 45, I think. Yeah, level 45. I spent a lot of time at level 45 just figuring out how to actually get here and doing all of the running, so I had some fails and wipes, but after that it's smooth sailing, and level 46 to 47 took me exactly 2 hours, or 2 hours and 3 minutes, including resets and also vendor times. So roughly 2 hours per level, it's absolutely ridiculous. So mages have a huge advantage. I hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, that's pretty much it guys. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, subscribe for more Season of Mastery content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.